We have searched a lot of airline websites looking for business class awards in August from New York City to Amsterdam. And today in this travel award search series, we're really excited to finally take a look at all the results we've gotten. So we're going to go right to our spreadsheet. We have emphasized in all the videos tracking the results. This makes it so much easier when you're going to compare them. Usually what I do is I just print out the titles of the spreadsheet and then track it by hand and add it to a spreadsheet later. We've got a lot of different results. There's a lot of different mileage rates in here and a wide variety of copays as well. So you'll also notice that the same flight has different results, sometimes markedly different, on different websites. So the first thing we're going to do is on the Avios website that we searched looking for the Aer Lingus flight that we found on United, we're going to delete that line since we didn't get any results. Because of the wide variety of copays in particular, I have added an additional column that is titled here with copay in miles. And what I did is I valued the copay at 1.5 cents per mile. You can value it however you want, and converted that copay amount into miles so that I could compare all these results on a single basis. And this is the column we're going to use as the key in order to sort the results. If you wanted to penalize spending dollars more, you could value the copay at, say, 1 cent a mile. That would require more miles for the same copay and penalize it a little bit more. You can see the formula up here if you're interested, just the mileage amount that we got, which was in thousands, plus the copay amount divided by 0.015 for 1.5 cents a mile, divided by 1,000 to get it in thousands of miles. So now let's use that column to sort the data and evaluate the results. So here we have it. You notice there is a pretty wide range of results from that 61,000 miles as we calculated it from the Alaska Airlines website to 255,000 miles, over 4 times as much on the Delta website. So then let's just go down the list and take a look at which flights will meet our needs for the lowest number of miles. So key things that you would want to evaluate are, is the date something that works for you? Are there enough tickets for you? Is the timing reasonable? And of course, do you have access to that website's mileage program? This first flight from the Alaska Airlines website, actually operated by Aer Lingus, looks great. 4 tickets available, only 60,000 miles and $19 in copay, a 10-hour trip with one layover of 1 hour and 45 minutes. That would be terrific as long as you have Alaska Airlines miles. They are rather difficult to get, and they are only a transfer partner of Marriott Bonvoy, and that's at a 3-to-1 ratio, so that's not usually very advantageous. So if that doesn't work for you, just go down the list. Avianca has several partners as far as their points program goes. Very reasonable miles. Just 1 ticket available though. So if you need one, that's certainly an option. A little bit longer trip on LOT Polish Airlines. If you're interested in what their business class is like, we do have another video review of them. If that doesn't work for you, say you need more than 1 ticket, you can get 2 tickets on Air France on the 13th, so a day off of when we were looking at. And also notice that this same flight has a slightly different redemption if you book it on KLM, Air France's Flying Blue partner. And then just continue down the list if need be until you find the flight that works for you. And very importantly, get it booked while it's available because the availability does change all the time. I'm really excited about the results we've gotten in this search. We've got a wide range of options in terms of programs and also numbers of tickets close to the dates that we selected. We're going to talk about the overall strategy in searching for flights to Europe and the steps that we take in order to try and maximize our results and minimize the time we spend on getting them. First, we searched what we like to call the big three. We searched the United website for Star Alliance flights, the American Airlines website for One World flights, and either the KLM or the Air France site for SkyTeam flights. Why these three? They provide good search results. They have monthly calendars, although you might need to look at our videos on KLM and Air France to find the trick to pull up the monthly calendar. And they do a good job of covering the alliance, more so on American Airlines and United Airlines websites. That should give us a broad view of the availability of awards for those alliances. One thing you will notice on American Airlines searching for One World flights is that virtually every flight to Europe will be on British Airways going through Heathrow, so they will have those very high fee rates, but usually very good availability and very low mileage redemption rates. So after finding flights by searching the big three in our initial search, the next step is to improve on those results and try and get those flights for better redemption rates. The other websites tend to be a little more difficult to use, and so we're going to search these targeted on the specific flights that we found in the initial search and see if we can attain them for better award redemption rates. So for Star Alliance, Avianca Life Miles. Avianca is a Latin American airline and member of Star Alliance, and frequently they have lower redemption rates for awards than you will find on United. Air Canada can also sometimes have very good redemption rates. So in the One World Alliance, we check on Alaska Airlines. Alaska also has a pretty good search site. They do have a monthly calendar. It's a little bit harder to go through some of the results, but if you have Alaska Airlines miles, you might even start there. And then for SkyTeam, I would just search whichever one you did not search in your initial search, KLM or Air France. Usually you will get the same flights, but you may get a difference in the fees associated with those flights. And then there are other websites you might want to go to based on the exact location you're going to, or if you have a lot of miles in that program and want to target it. So on Star Alliance, something you may find unusual for European awards is Singapore Airlines listed here. The reason I list it is that they fly directly from Houston to Manchester, England on the way to Singapore. They also fly from New York to Frankfurt. So if those destinations are targets for you, Singapore Airlines is another option. I happened to learn through a TripAdvisor forum that you can take a train directly from the Manchester airport to Edinburgh. And because I knew that Singapore Air flew into Manchester, that was perfect for us. Since we were going out of Houston, we could go direct from Houston to Manchester and then just take the train up to Edinburgh. If you're looking at One World, you can look at the Avios partnership, which is Iberia, British Airways, and Aer Lingus. You will get somewhat different results, I've found, if you're logged into Aer Lingus versus logged into British Airways, and British Airways actually has a somewhat separate search function. So depending on where you're going, you can search those sites. And in this example, we searched under Aer Lingus because we knew there were flights there, and it was rather unusual. We could not pull up the flight on Avios that we could pull up on United. And Aer Lingus is a partner of United and of Alaska. And then another option is JetBlue. They are known for a very nice product into London. I have seen very high redemption rates on that, but if that nice product is of interest to you, you might do that. And then for SkyTeam, Virgin Atlantic, if you're going into London in particular, they also fly into Paris. They are known for very good redemption rates. And then Delta, more so if you've got a lot of Delta miles. Delta is known for better redemptions on domestic flights rather than international flights. So that's the strategy we use there, going for the big three to cover the alliance very well and quickly get very good results, and then moving on trying to improve it. Some of these other websites are a little more cumbersome and difficult to use, so going to what I like to call the big three is also more advantageous to start and makes better use of your time. So I hope you've enjoyed the video going through this whole series on flights from New York City to Amsterdam. We went through a lot of different airlines. I hope you'll look back at those videos to get the specifics on searches there. We welcome any questions or comments. And as always, travel wisely, travel well. Thank you.